So, you want to know what's so sus about the moon of Wuthering Waves? Let's start with a disclaimer. I don't know everything, but I'll share what I do know and then we can dive into theories together. But first, the basics. There are two key things to understand. Number 1, the Lament. It was a global catastrophe that shook Solaris 3, twisting its very laws, from atoms to frequencies. Reality itself broke down with only gravity remaining constant. Concepts, emotions, even ideas turned to frequencies. Since then until now, there have been 5 global laments and over 300,000 regional laments. Now this was 10,000 years ago. Number 2, Waveworn Phenomena. The lament caused all sorts of strange effects. An etheric sea hanging in the sky, retroact rain that summons phantoms, floating structures and new land forming, resonators awakening, tacit fields spawning tacit discords, pocket dimensions called sonorospheres, and much more. Basically, it's funky physics due to funky frequencies, and some straight-up metaphysical nightmares. Collectively, all this chaos is known as the Waveworn Phenomena. Now this all brings us back to the moon. The moon was shattered long ago by Waveworn Phenomena, maybe during the first lament, maybe later, but at least a couple thousand years back. And honestly, the moon is sus. Take lunite for example. Likely from the Latin luna, for moon, this mineral is said to reveal truths of the past and future. Now that's a big deal. And here's where things get interesting. In myth and culture, the moon is often tied to life and death. That connection shows up in Wuthering Waves too. Take Iuno. In her quest, she's said to resonate with the moon's phases, and her character profile mentions she resonates with the natural moon. The word natural is key. It implies the moons we see now, the multiple ones, may be fake or artificial. To support this, Lunite's description states that what we see are merely projections, and in the Solaris Film Festival event, there's info that shows that an ancient civilization created an artificial moon, perhaps more than one. Back to Iuno. Resonating with the natural moon gave her visions of the future, clearer and far more accurate than any other priestess, and Lunite, most likely from that moon, reveals truths of both past and future. Now let's look at Phrolova. By all logic, she should have died in that meteor impact, but instead, her death triggered her resonance and gave her abilities tied to death. She's steeped in death imagery, Lycoris flowers, a paradise-like space for her loved ones, and even her other half, Hecate, inspired from Greek mythology connected to the underworld. And here's something weird. It's not just Iuno who has a moon motif. Phrolova has it too. A crimson moon appears in her liberation, and even her idol animation. So why would the devs tie her, a death-themed character, to the moon? Here's one theory. What if the meteor that wiped out her town, the one that played a part in her resonance, was actually a fragment of the shattered moon? If that's true, then the moon could be deeply connected to the past, the future, death, and maybe even life itself. Now this next one's a bit off topic, but have you ever really looked at the opening cutscene? Those shattered rocks floating around? It almost feels like that's where the moon used to be. And that massive black hole portal thing at the center? It lines up way too well with how tacit fields are described, connected to an unknown space through a white resonance cord. An unknown space, a portal-looking black hole, the world's physics turning into frequencies, phenomena that only started after the lament. You see where I'm going with this? It's as if the world was hit by something from a higher dimension, starting from the moon itself. And if we peek at PGR's lore, WuWa's sister game, there are higher beings who can literally cage black holes, or erase universes just because they're bored. But higher beings, huh? Didn't Cristoforo mention them once? But that's for another day. Oh, and by the way, the moon I've been talking about is the shattered natural moon. The artificial one is a whole separate topic, and honestly its own rabbit hole that directly and indirectly ties together the 5 global laments, tacit fields, chaos, the origins of the Sentinels and Threnodians, higher beings, the celestial being that Yang mentioned that fixed the world, the hell civilization that may have built the artificial moon, and even the possibility that the answers to everything may lie in outer space. Yeah, that's a lot. Credits to Life Lessons Gaming for the Hell Civilization lore bit. So, what do you think? Could the moon of Solaris 3 be more than just shattered rock? We know it's tied to fate in some way, but what other secrets might it be hiding? If you're still here, thanks so much for watching. I usually post concise WuWa lore on TikTok, but this is my first step into YouTube, so your support means a lot. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe and drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your theories. Until next time.